Hey, what's going on, everybody?
What's up?
This is Grant and Matt here, and Luke.
What's going on, guys? How's it going?
This is our second episode of podcast.
Nerd Week?
Nerd Week.
We're all nerds here.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
So
feel free to nerd out with us.
Yeah, we want you to nerd out with us.
pretty much.
We're sitting inside a nice little setup that we got, better than last time.
Yeah.
How long did it take us to get this set up?
Actually, it took us maybe 1 or 2 hours to clean up. Not too bad.
Yeah, it didn't take us too long, but anyways.
All right, so let's get this started. We're going to talk about the current shows. We're going to talk about Daredevil on Netflix first.
Matt, you got any opinions on that?
First of all, I gotta say I love Daredevil. First of
Yeah.
all, he doesn't have any superpowers besides super hearing, which isn't really a superpower per se. Anybody could have super hearing.
Yeah.
And second of all, he's blind. So I don't know, it just kind of cancels out, and so it makes sense for me. I like it a lot. And then he's got a kick-ass Bruce Lee ninja type shit.
That's true.
That's very true. What did you think of the trailer, man?
I'll be honest, I don't know much about Daredevil, unfortunately, except for the Ben Affleck movie, which I did like just for the sheer sake that it was Daredevil. And the fact that it's coming to Netflix just makes it convenient for me, so I'm definitely going to be watching it.
Nice.
So I'm going into it with a relatively clean slate. You could say a clean slate since nobody likes Ben Affleck, so...
Hey, I like Ben Affleck, okay? I think he's going to make
We
a
got
good
somebody
Batman.
who likes Oh, really? You think that?
I think so, yeah. All right. Prove me wrong on this, okay? He made The Town, right? Mm-hmm. He made Fargo, or whatever that show is called.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and he made Gone Girl, okay? All Academy Award winning. He was involved in every single one of them. His new game has been top-notch lately. As for his old game, I would say it sucked. I'll be the first one to admit it. But his new game, definitely good.
Yeah, I gotta take a little segue from nerdism and go into thespian. See, being an actor, you have to, you're gonna suck sometimes. You're gonna be pretty good sometimes. As long as you're trying to be better, trying to be a different character, that's the biggest thing. So honestly, as a thespian, I can't judge him until I've seen him.
All right.
So that's all I'm gonna say about thespianism, unless it comes up again.
All right.
What about you, Grant? What do you think of the trailer?
I am excited. I mean, the original Daredevil with Ben Affleck was pretty good. But I wanted to have them come out with a second one, but they never did. They were like, nope, we're done. So this whole thing with Netflix for Daredevil should be good. With us nerds, we should enjoy it.
Well, you got to consider, they're going to be going into more depth with Daredevil.
Yeah.
And always, for nerds, for anybody who loves any kind of character, depth in the storyline is what we're looking for.
Not only that, but there's probably going to be a new phrase going around. Nobody expects the blind guy.
It's going to be true.
Yeah, it will.
I can see it coming.
And I appreciate Netflix. Seriously, they actually sat there and instead of just... Once Netflix started, they didn't just say, all right, we're done with this. No, they started on doing Arrested Development and House of Cards.
Making their own shows.
Exactly. Yeah. And it makes it so that you want to be able to have a subscription with them instead of just...
Yeah.
Instead of just, oh, okay, well, we're just going to watch old movies and that's it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what they were for. But now that they're coming out with Daredevil, which I'm super excited for, any superhero movie, I don't care what it is, not movie, show, I will go for it. I mean,
yeah.
Before we move on, I wanted to talk about Arrow and The Flash, just lightly, okay? We talked about it last week, but what did you guys honestly think?
Oh, man.
The ending with Arrow. Oh my god!
I'm so glad that they finally had Adam be in his suit and everything and fly around, because I was waiting for that for a while. When he first showed up, I was like, okay, can't wait for you to be in your suit, and it took a good few episodes.
And what's more, when he was in the suit, he actually held his own against Arrow for a reasonable amount of time, considering how new he is, how green he is.
Yeah, exactly.
Green not being a pun intended.
I took it as a pun.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah. And then there's The Flash.
Of course.
Oh, man.
like...
Okay, Barry Allen doesn't know that Cisco was dying in the alternative
Yeah, he
timeline.
doesn't know that.
So
Yeah.
everything that is going wrong with Cisco, he blames himself for. But better him to kind of be angsty about everything that's going on than dead. Because
Right,
I
for
like
sure.
Cisco. Cisco is an important part of that show.
Yeah, honestly, that was a big shocker for most fans. The last episode was that he died, and we're just like, oh, this is turning into a darker kind of feel to it. But all of a sudden, he went back in time, and it's just like it repaired itself. But it's not like he went back in time like that stupid way, like I said last week. It was actually, he's progressing. He's actually progressing. It wasn't like, okay, all of a sudden I go back in time and I fix everything, that's it. No, it's like, okay, this actually got him to the point where he started to go back in time.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing I gotta say is, though, it was interesting to watch the chemistry between Barry Allen and Dr. Wells. I don't even know his first name.
Yeah.
But it was interesting to see how he knew. He earlier in the season, he said that he didn't know a working theory for time travel, which is totally bogus. We know now. But then, after Barry went back into the past, he started knowing all these things about what not to do, what to do, and all of a sudden, Barry's like, "Oh my god, how does he know all this shit?"
Yeah. For
Sorry
sure.
for my swear words.
That's all right. So, at the end of Arrow, I actually want to point out where, like, he's got his sights on Felicity.
You shouldn't have mentioned that. What if somebody hasn't seen it?
That's why we go spoilers.
These guys.
We're just the dudes. Yeah. We're going to spoil it for you, just to be warned. If you guys don't want to be spoiled, tough luck.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you don't want to be spoiled, either let us know or don't watch.
Yeah.
So probably let us know so we don't do
Yeah.
it, so we get more people to watch us.
Let's move on to the next show that we've been watching recently called Izombie.
Izombie.
It is a great idea.
First thing I'm going to say about this. When I first saw the trailer for it, I thought it was just going to be something like a remix of Warm Bodies. If you haven't seen that, watch it. It's actually a pretty funny comedy.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't just it wasn't a zombie love story, and it wasn't, I don't know. It was really good. They clarified a lot of issues that I've been having with zombies.
It was well put together.
And let me just say this. This is the kind of guy who has nightmares about zombies.
Oh, really?
And I like it, okay?
Dang, dude.
So if I like it, anybody out there who hates zombies will like it.
Yeah.
I guarantee
It's a good concept. It's great.
What did you want to, like... So... her actually eating the brains and actually becoming that person, whether male, female, doesn't matter. They actually become it. And it was very relevant on the second episode. She's sitting there getting these sexual desires for females and males.
That was
and
great.
I was kind of confused by that at first. I'm just like, okay, so she takes on like the traits and personalities, but I didn't know that she would actually go beyond and go.
Desire. But I like how she was starting to become passionate about art too.
Yeah, exactly.
And good at art. I gotta say, that
She
last
did get good
painting
at
she
art.
did was, in my own artistic opinion, beautiful.
Yeah.
Moving on.
This is kind of like random, but that kind of reminds me of the Matrix, because in the Matrix you can download certain information to know stuff. But
That's too easy.
That's different.
I think you should eat somebody's brains if you're going to be a better whatever.
True.
And I want to go into the kind of the villain, okay? He's like, what did you guys honestly think about the villain inside that?
I hoped that he was actually going to just be another good zombie, because I liked the idea that they're just like, honestly, in my mind, they're just kind of like vampires with a specific dietary need. And in this case, it's brains. So I hoped he was going to be another good zombie, but then again, I guess that was too much to hope for. So towards the end, I was just like, you're an asshole, but I think I'll try to learn to love you.
Yeah.
No guarantees.
What about you, Grant? What did you think of him?
It's pretty much what I would do if I became a zombie. I'd turn into this confident douche that, can get away with stuff.
You'd be that douche? Come on.
Maybe.
Well, if you can't die again, then I suppose you have a certain level of confidence.
I guess.
Not depending on your fighting ability or anything. I mean, hell, you're a zombie. People have, I have nightmares about that, but other people have like some sort of horror fascination with zombies.
Yeah.
So I'm sure a lot of people would be able to relate to that, becoming more confident and being, oh, you want to mess with me? I'll eat your brains and we're all good. Well, I'm good. You're dead. So.
Yeah, pretty much.
For me, I thought it was a very refreshing take on everything, and even though the villain seems very, very generic, I just felt like he was just another generic villain. He's kind of that douchebag that is going to do whatever it takes.
Well, if I may interject, he's not necessarily a villain yet. I mean, before he became a zombie, he was a drug dealer and trying to exploit people to become rich.
Yeah.
And at the end of the second episode, that's what we saw him be doing with his zombieism.
Basically, turn them into zombies and be like, okay, so this is how you're going to survive. I'll sell you these brains. You know,
Spoiler alert.
It's just like, he is genius. He's like, how am I going to, benefit from being a zombie? Mm-hmm. So,
and he can only really do that after meeting Liv?
I don't know her name.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think it's Liv, actually, because that would be an irony. Such irony. She's a zombie, and her name is Liv. But anyways, with her working at the morgue and having a fresh easy access to brains without having to apparently grave rob, then it's the only logical way that he could start up that zombie business.
For sure.
It's true. It's true. If he has her on her side, then that's it. But she's very skeptical right now and very like, should I trust him or not?
Yeah.
And honestly, like, really original idea. Especially in a day and age where vampires have lost their luster, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, vampires used to be cool. Now it's like, we're going to talk about Vampire Diaries and shit.
However, what do you think the story would turn out if they did a vampire with like a werewolf, say like what was that vampire movie?
Underworld?
Twilight. Like Twilight, but there was a zombie like the girl from Izombie in that mix too, and she actually did have those certain powers as well. That would be an interesting show to go through.
You're going into a whole nother subject because
I know.
Because if we're gonna start mixing vampires and zombies and werewolves, we might as well throw fucking mermaids in there.
Ooh, yeah, I know you'd like that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the next thing we're going to talk about. There is Lazer Team.
Ooh,
Halo. That's what came to mind when I saw that trailer.
Halo. Yeah, kind of like that.
All I can say is that if Rooster Teeth ever watches this, I have to go,
yeah.
The trailer was amazing. Seriously.
It's going to be a good movie.
Like, I actually donated to be able to get this movie started. And I wanted it so bad because, like, Bernie Burns is a genius.
Yeah.
I think of him as a comical genius. And fact is that it was really good, honestly.
An interesting idea is that these 4 random, normal, douches, they get access to this high-level technology, and all of a sudden they're superheroes, which makes no sense, honestly, because they wouldn't be superheroes. But they start using them in their own way, getting all cocky, and it's just an interesting idea of what would happen to people if they were able to have access to high-level technology. I mean, it's basically the same thing. What would happen to some random guy if he had some random power? What would he do with it? Like some pervert with X-ray vision.
Yeah.
Remember that.
That part was funny.
Pervert with X-ray vision. That just reminds me of Heroes. Like, seriously, like
Really?
normal people getting powers, but then it got too convoluted at the 3rd season. It was
I
just
didn't even
terrible.
care to finish it.
Yeah.
I want to just for the sheer sake of having it wrapped up, but it's not high on my to-do list or to-watch list.
What about you, Grant? What did you think?
I'm excited for it. I watch Rooster Teeth every now and then, especially the Let's Plays where they'll play video games, do random stuff, especially on Grand Theft Auto 5. It's such a fun game to play, and they do crazy stuff in every episode. They'll probably either come up with it on their own idea or someone will give them an idea. I don't know, but I think it'll be a good movie when it comes out.
Yeah, like for me, when I first heard, like, I don't know if both of you saw it, but I know I saw it on YouTube. Bernie Burns came up on YouTube, and he pretty much asked for donations from his community. Yeah. And, you know, within a day, they got their amount, and they had to close it a day later.
They're getting more money than they needed.
Exactly.
Dedicated fan base.
Yeah.
Seriously dedicated, you know? So honestly, like, I've been watching Red vs. Blue since I was a kid. Yeah. Seriously, when they finally just said that their dream for pretty much doing Red vs. Blue was to make movies, I wanted to just help them out as best as I possibly can. So I know this movie is going to be great because it's their first, and they're going to be making tons more. Right. They're just going to get better for us. But
all right, so we're going to move on to our next segment, and it is video games. We're going to first talk about, apparently, Mortal Kombat X.
Great graphics.
Yes.
Love the blood, but I'm a Mortal person, so.
Very good.
Same here. I am, honestly, like, I've been playing Mortal Kombat since I was a kid, going to the arcade games and everything. And the first 3 were amazing. Yeah. And then they just lost it. Like, somehow, in between there, I didn't play any Mortal Kombat from, like, 4 until 8. Yeah. And then the 9th one came out, and it was actually fantastic. And my favorite one, which I call the Lumberjack, he sits there and just I can't remember his name, the guy with the hat.
Was he Indian?
No.
I think it's someone else. I don't know who it is.
No, he's the one with the hat. He just throws his hat down and starts buzzsawing.
Oh,
and he grabs the guy by the legs and just pulls him through.
That
one out of all of them was my favorite. But
that's where every guy ever seeing that just goes,
yeah, pretty much. And you know,
their crotch.
First, I mean, just like, that's horrible. Yeah. That's horrible.
You can't really do head first and then go down to the crotch because you can't experience the pain when that's going down there.
You're dead. It's true. But it's merciful killing to just go to start with the head. True. But then again, I'm pretty sure that mercy is not the point of Mortal Kombat, which is probably why people like it. I like it because of it.
How much time do we have?
Let me see. Oh, we still got plenty of time, dude. Sweet. We can keep going for a long time.
All right, so let's move on to Grand Theft Auto 5. Basically, that's the free world game, and I like to play it a lot. It's, different than the other games I usually play, besides Assassin's Creed, of course, but it's just really cool. It's a cool concept. It's like you don't want to, get free from getting in those rules of what you usually do in a video game. And you can just do whatever you want. You don't have to do the mission. You can just blow up stuff and shoot people and get your anger out.
See, that's one reason why I don't really play Grand Theft Auto, because I like storylines and I like to follow the missions. I don't just randomly take out a bazooka and shoot cops in the
Why
cars.
Not? Yeah, why the hell not?
Because it's not what gets me off. What gets me off is having somebody apparently get buzzsawed from crotch to head.
Yeah,
that's what I like.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Do you have any thoughts about Grand Theft Auto that you'd like to share?
Honestly, man, I think Grand Theft Auto 5 actually got it right. Like, the San Andreas stuff was definitely off. Like, the first time you played Grand Theft Auto was not the first Grand Theft Auto. It was Grand Theft Auto, 3? 4?
I don't know.
I can't remember, but it was definitely up there. And when you first played it and you first got somebody out of the car and started hitting people on the sidewalk, it was just like this your little kid coming out, just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, I get to kill people.
Well, when I remember, like, years ago when I was in high school, my friend actually got Grand Theft Auto, like the first one for PlayStation. It was an aerial view. You can only see the people like that, and they're like these little dots going around. The cars were constantly in that aerial view, so it wasn't really the best, you know. But nonetheless, it was still a game, and so you're like, this is pretty cool, you know. It's not like Mario, where you just go through the map and just jump around and whatnot.
Yeah, but Mario has a dedicated fan base.
That's true. They do. They have a very dedicated fan base.
Come on. almost $1 billion that Grand Theft Auto made. That's a dedicated fan base.
Pretty much.
I only played one game, but my favorite part about Grand Theft Auto, which I would probably do all the time, is to get really hurt, find a hooker, screw her in the back seat of your car, and then kill her, and then get all your money back. That sounds like a good idea to me.
Yes, but I'm pretty sure you won't get all of your money back. That is not serial killer
tendencies coming out, just so you know.
Go ahead.
You probably won't get all of your money back if you kill the hooker after you sleep with her. I think that's how.
Where is she hiding the money?
No, that's video game logic, though. Like, that's video game logic. You will not get all of your money back.
If we're going to go into video game logic, then this is going to take a lot longer than an hour.
We're not going to get into that.
Let's not go
Let's
there.
go into video game logic.
No, well, let's do that another time.
If we all make 1 point of video game logic, I'll say my piece with one.
Maybe that's what we'll do on another segment. Just be like, today we're only going to talk about video game logic and just go into detail about certain games.
Video game logic. The first one that I can think of, okay? I'll go first, you go next, okay? We'll just do one thing, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Video game logic. Assassin's Creed. I can jump off of a high building and hit a haystack and still be fine. That does not make sense to me at all.
That's not
possible. It's an awesome concept, but bones would be broken.
Yeah.
Especially given how high some of those buildings are.
Yeah.
Another thing, the haystack's always there in a convenient location.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're going to do that.
Like, you're going to be on top of a building where you're going to see just like this pole that goes out, and then you just jump off and you're going to hit a haystack.
Yeah.
Convenient location, okay? That's video game logic.
My roommate actually made a good point while he was playing Black Flag earlier. Basically, when you're playing in Black Flag, you're steering the ship, and apparently it doesn't make sense if you can go anytime direction, like no matter what direction the wind is blowing. And that makes sense because in life you need the wind to be blowing a certain direction in order for you to get somewhere.
I'm sorry, but you can adjust the sails to catch the wind to drive you forward. With a lot of hydrodynamics, I suppose is a good term.
Yeah.
That is a very realistic type thing. Though I suppose I don't know the details about sailing ships.
Well,
but
what if you were like in a ship and you were going west, but the wind was blowing from the west? You know, how would you manipulate it? I know that there's a sailboat, a thing that you can do that will actually let you still move forward even if the wind's heading your direction. I can't recall exactly how this sail is supposed to be faced. Maybe you could adjust, like if it's blowing at you, you'd adjust the sail to go at a certain sideways angle.
Right now, we've got sailors that are yelling and getting so pissed off at us. I mean, you idiots! You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
That's if we actually have viewers, though. We got to get viewers, that's for sure.
My video game logic doesn't make sense either.
Sure,
I mean, I don't have anything to really donate for this, so let's just continue. Otherwise, we're just going to be here all day.
Well, for me, Grand Theft Auto, honestly, I did like it. I like the freedom, and I like that it's not just one gameplay; it's whatever you want.
Yeah,
I mean, you can play freaking yoga on Grand Theft Auto 5.
You can play yoga?
Yeah, you can do yoga. You're sitting there, you're twisting around the buttons.
I remember that. You had to do that in part of the mission.
Exactly. You can play golf on Grand Theft Auto. You can play all these different games. It's not just like one gameplay. It's going to be several hundreds of gameplay, and
pretty much.
The fact is that they actually spent their time on it and actually wanted to bring out a good product, even though, like, man, the only criticism that I have about it is the fact that you can die just by hitting a dime. That's it. That is it. If you're hearing me, honestly, you trip over yourself and you're dead.
Well,
you can get shot a couple of times.
When I was playing, especially with one of the characters, I would like do this weird thing where I like be running, and then I do like a jump, and I go into to press the button to hit, and you basically just go like that, like fall and do a somersault and hit your head on the ground.
And you're
it was
dead.
So no, you weren't dead. It would just like take down your health a little bit. And I was like, that's so weird. Like, why would that happen?
Well, I'm thinking that if you're going like this and then you do like that, you could like hit your head on the concrete or something like that, and obviously that'll give you some sort of brain injury. So that'll obviously make you stupider, which in real life would take down your health bar.
Football.
Yeah.
See, yeah.
Well,
Video game logic doesn't make sense.
they are
No, it
pretty
doesn't.
accurate with when the character you're playing is out in public. You like go up to a random person, like say for like you go up to a girl that's doing her own thing, like standing close to her. Within like 5 seconds or something, she'll call you a creeper and start walking off. You know,
I actually like that.
See,
you know?
there are some things. The whole point of a video game is to emulate real life. So there's going to be some things that are accurate like that. I mean, I'm sure if any one of us, or even all of us, especially if all of us were standing behind some girl just staring at her, she'd call us a
do the
creeper
creep
and run
here.
away.
Yeah.
Oh, please
We're
don't.
going to do the creep.
Oh, God.
the creep. No. But basically, what they should do, they should look into for future Grand Theft Auto games, is find a way to make it so that, like, when say there's times for me, I'll blow up a gas station with C4, so I won't be like right there. I'll be like kind of down the street, and basically within like maybe 30 seconds or something, I'll get a star up. So they'll still know it's me because of that game logic, to where I did that, you know. But
That's exactly. That should not happen though. But I will say this, like, I wish that they would bring on an element to Grand Theft Auto of stealth missions, you know?
that would be cool.
Wouldn't that be awesome just to be able to have some type of stealth mission?
Put in some Splinter Cell logic in there.
Exactly.
Some kind of like Black Ops type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
That would be interesting. I would play that. But then again, I like sneaking up on people.
That's when you're knifing somebody in the back in your back pocket. That's my gamer tag name.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
Good name.
that's my whole thing. I like assassinating people. I like going behind them and actually assassinating them.
Yeah, I have this game that I've been playing. It's called Dishonored. I don't know if any of you know it. I'm
sure a lot of people have played it.
Oh, I've played it.
Yeah,
It's
Dishonored is an old game, though.
Oh, no, shut up. Anyways, see, the thing is, I like that game. It makes a lot of sense in my personal world viewpoint, but I suck at the game. I cannot sneak worth a damn. So I'm always having to like fight people, and my mission level stat whatever goes down because of it.
Yeah.
Well, they don't make sneaking around very obvious. Like, you know, there's certain things, certain elements that they actually have to put inside of a video game to make sneaking around better, because, you know, if you've got super surround sound and everything like that, sure, you can be able to make it a little bit better. And if you have like 3 screens, you can be able to feel your way around and hear people where exactly they're walking.
Yeah.
Instead, they've got to kind of make it visually okay, you know? And that's why the Tom Clancy's actually, I feel like the Tom Clancy stuff was the best, just because the sneaking around on there, it was realistic. Like, if you were caught, you were actually... everybody else was on high alert for the rest of the time, and they would get more people. They would call in the radio and actually do stuff. But when you're sneaking around, you're in kind of like this black and white mode, and it actually makes it so that since you're in the black and white mode, if color starts coming back, people are starting to see you and everything.
That reminds me of Skyrim. I don't care if any of you don't like that game. I like it.
We all like it.
Okay, good. If you're sneaking, it's just like this little slit, and if it starts to open up, people are seeing you, and if it's fully open, the only problem I have with that, though, is how do you know when they actually notice you?
Yeah.
They don't sometimes it'll snap right open, and that's different, but if it's gradually growing, how do you know when it is that they see you and they will chase you to when you can still get away? That's the only like kind of modifier that I would like to see to that, because that's the only thing that kind of bothers me with Skyrim sneaking.
I'll tell you what has the perfect sneak factor: Batman Arkham. Oh, that one.
You
has,
think so?
I think so. I'll be honest.
Which Batman, though?
Arkham City. Arkham City definitely had the best sneak factor, just because, like, you know, you could drop down and go inside in the middle of a group. They know that you're there. If they finally see a body, then all of a sudden they start going on high alert, and you can you feel like Batman. You actually feel like Batman sneaking around and just knocking people out in the background.
Well, if you feel like Batman during a game, then it's a success.
Yeah.
That's just me, I suppose.
The only thing is there's not really a taunt button you can do where you can have them say, "I'm Batman," or "Swear to me." That'd be cool.
I'm Batman.
Yeah.
I'm Batman. We were all doing it. I was the only one left out. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
How much time do we have?
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
Guys. I'm Batman.
Yeah.
Grant's really Batman.
How much time do we have?
We got plenty of time, dude. Trust me.
Well, we're at the end of the list.
We're at the end of the list, and we got 14 minutes left. So, I got a question for you guys.
Oh, dear.
How's your week?
Uneventful.
Uneventful?
Disappointing.
That is just it's a question that I've never been good at answering because it's too broad of a question. How do you, what was good? I don't know. This was good for me, but I don't care. I don't know if you care for that. This was horrible for me, but then again, maybe that would be awesome for you. So it's too broad of a question to really answer concisely.
Right. Let me put it this way for me. I go to school, go to work, and that's basically during the week, and during the weekends I don't really have either. So I look forward to the weekends so much. By starting Monday, I'm like, all right, let's get this week done. Just to get ready for that Friday to come in.
Yeah. I'm this week for me was actually pretty good just because one, I was playing some Diablo 3 with a buddy of mine.
Nice.
And
Reaper of Souls?
Reaper of Souls, yes. Very
better
good.
version. It is a better version.
Oh yeah, definitely. They really amped up their game when it came to that.
They also smoothed out some little inner class issues that I noticed on the first one. Because I don't know, some of the abilities were super strong and others were super weak. And of course, that also depends on the stats of enemies, because sometimes they're weaker to certain things. But I don't know. It just with Reaper of Souls, they kind of blended it all together so that it was no matter what you're doing, what abilities you have equipped, it seems like you are still doing a relative amount of damage, even if they are resistant to whatever type of energy you're dealing. Or type of damage you're dealing.
It was very one-sided, I will admit. The first one was very one-sided.
It was easy. I don't know about you guys. To me, it's easy. Diablo 3, it's a I don't know. I can play against CPUs really well because in the end, after one or two tries, depending on the boss, maybe 5, 10, 15, 20, yeah. And so it was easy to me. Diablo was an easy game for me to play because I got a hold of how the CPUs fought really quickly. But I don't know. I mean, even with Destiny, I can play through any level you want really easily, rarely die. But if you put me in the Crucible, I'm a newborn kitten with a kitchen knife, a butter knife, in fact. I'm just like,
oh man, that's funny.
Oh, that didn't cut you? Damn it!
That is so funny.
Oh man, I went over to my friend's house to play Diablo 3, and I told Grant a little bit about this guy. We call him the Doctor. Okay.
Yeah, the Doctor.
He knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I guess I'm the odd man out again. Could you give me a little background?
So he's been my friend for forever, and we call him the Doctor because he knows everything there is to know about everything. All right. So that's just a tiny bit of background.
Wouldn't a better name be the Know-It-All?
Nope.
The Oracle?
No, not even close.
I don't know.
Because the Doctor is the only one that can screw like that. He's got a very sharp scalpel.
Yeah, apparently he's good at what he does and knows how to...
He knows how to screw people out of their money, pretty much.
He knows how to hit the weak point, go for the weak spot?
Yeah, pretty much.
If he wanted to, I'm sure he could find a way to sue people for the littlest things.
He's just that way. And the fact is that I love this guy to death, okay? So I head over to his house. He's just like, hey, we're going to get your taxes done. And when we finally get your taxes done, we'll play some Diablo 3. And it's like, all right. And he's like, oh, by the way, I'm going to be paying for some pizzas. I'm like, I appreciate that, Doc. Thanks. So I head over to his home. It's probably a couple hours later before the pizzas show up. It usually, takes 20 minutes for pizzas
Takes a good while, yeah.
to show up.
Depends on the service.
Yeah.
It depends on the service. So this guy, the doctor, he doesn't let me into any details, but here's what I saw, okay? I'm inside the house. I'm doing my taxes. He's helping me out. I'm getting a big return. Knock, knock. Pizza's here. He's like, yes, pizza's here. Pizza is here. So he goes up to the door, and I hear the pizza guy say, by the way, that'll be $2. I'm just like, oh, boy. Here we go. And he's like, all right, here's your $2, and make sure you let them know that they shouldn't mess up my order again. They should never mess up my order again. I'm telling you, they've done it 6 times, and this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Why would you keep ordering at a place if they messed up your order 6 times?
But that's the point. That is the point.
I see where he's going. He doesn't even have to explain what he's doing. He's just trying not to tip the server.
No. He got the pizza for $2.
Okay.
He didn't pay for all the other pizzas.
Okay.
They messed up his order, and so he only paid $2 for a pizza.
Because they messed up his order. Like the delivery driver actually said that'll be $2.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He pretty much what he did is instead of paying $15 a pizza, he was able to make it so that he only paid $2 for 2 pizzas.
Jeez.
And that's it.
I can't believe that. That's awesome.
Yeah, he does that all the time, and he's done it for several different things. His method is his madness, and his madness is his method.
Yeah.
And I've seen his method. Personally, I can't do it. But I appreciate the skill that he has and the patience that he has to actually go through and literally screw people out of money.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure I could do that. The only problem is I don't really care to put the effort into doing it. Because, I don't know, I guess I'm going back to being a thespian because I'm a relatively good actor, especially if I'm pretending to be myself just in a different emotion, like you. Sorry about that. Anyways, I could do that. I just don't care to.
It's really tough to actually do what he does because
I suppose I'd have to see him at work to really appreciate him.
Oh yeah,
because it's one thing to hear something like that in a story, but to see it, that's when you really appreciate what kind of master they are at deception and manipulation.
I can give you one good story, okay? One good story where I actually saw his method. Okay. So this is just one story, and then I'll leave it to you guys to talk about whatever. But
probably should end soon, by the way.
Pretty soon, yeah. One day he calls me up and he's just like, "Hey, you want to grab 3-for-1 sandwiches with an actual, not receipt, coupon." And he was out of paper inside his place, so he was just like, all right, well, I'm going to go over to the school and print it off. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll come with you. And he's like, okay. So we head over to the computer lab. He tells me to stay behind, and I'm like, no, doctor, that's okay. I'm just gonna stick with you. And he's like, really? It's gonna get boring in there. I'm just gonna be printing off a couple documents. I'm like, it's okay, doc. You keep me company.
Does he actually talk like this?
No, this is my interpretation of how he sounds.
All right, because I was hoping you could do like Hugh Laurie from House. That would be cool.
I could probably do it.
Just say like it's lupus every 5 minutes or something.
Lupus.
Yeah.
Anyways, he goes in. He logs into his account. It's a 0 account, by the way.
Okay.
So it's at 0. So he prints off the documents and then cancels them. Goes up to the guy and says, hey, excuse me, sir. And the guy at the desk says, what can I help you out with? And he's like, well, I had 30 cents inside my account. And, I just barely printed off these things. And the guy looks on the computer. Oh, yeah, I see that they were printed off. Did you get them? And it's like, no, I didn't get them. I did not get them, not one paper. I kept waiting next to the printer, and it just didn't happen. And I'm sitting there like, oh boy, here we go. And the guy's sitting there just like, well, give it one more try. And, he's like, I could try giving it, but my credit's at 0 right now. So what happened to those 3 papers? Like, I tell you what, I'll give you 30 cents in credit just because it didn't work the first time. He's like, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And he goes over, prints off the documents, and we walk out. And I just start laughing, just laughing hysterically.
I'll admit that is well done.
That's
very well done.
You might as well call him the life hacker because he knows how to hack life very well.
Pretty much, he is the life hacker.
Yeah.
He knows the little things to screw people over, and mind you, like he screwed people over like hundreds of dollars, $50, $20. But I didn't know he would actually screw a school out of 30 cents. No penny is not worth it for this man.
Any penny is worth it, and if you think about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's worth 30
100 pennies makes $1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's irrelevant.
What, 1 penny, 1% of $1?
Well, they say.
Yeah, but if you could screw them out of $1 instead of 1 penny, which would you choose?
Definitely $1.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Definitely $1. But yeah, just the guy is a pure genius when it comes to it. Like he actually knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Grant, you got anything going on in life in general?
Not really. Just going to school, working, hanging out with this guy every now and then.
Every once in a while.
Anytime we can.
Mm-hmm. All right, should we call it a day?
Yeah, we should probably call it. It's been real.
How much time do we got left? We've only got 3 minutes left, so
Not
we can
bad.
call it.
Yeah.
So then, I'll wrap this up. Grant on my left.
Luke,
Sorry. Luke on my right. I am Matt. Let us know any comments you have regarding it. Maybe we'll mention that in the next podcast.
if you guys have any suggestions for us, please leave it in the comments. If you got any trollers out there, we can troll right back. Have fun with that.
Thank you and good night. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Nerd Week Podcast. I am Grant, also known as The Thing.
Matthew, Carrot Top.
And I am Luke, also known as Maya.
And it has to be said that way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maya.
We want to thank you guys for watching this
Maya.
episode of podcast. And we really would
Maya?
like it if you guys would like and subscribe
Maya.
this video.
Maya.
as well.
That's all he can say. After he gets it going, he just can't stop.
Yeah.
Maya.
Anyways, please comment. We love feedback. Criticize, troll. He'll troll you back.
Maya.
And thanks for watching. Have fun time.
Take care.
Maya.